So I thought that I wanted to be an accountant at first, and then I thought, well, I don't want to be behind a desk, and I really felt called to just interact with students, interact with children that really just needed guidance, and I knew like in our area that is a big need. And so I wanted to really just reach out in the most capacity that I could. And it was through education. With this one, it's more of a leadership exam of, being able to kind of take a different role or direction. And I wanted to just kind of have that in my bag per se, just because I see leaders and I see that they lead our next generation. They lead even the teachers that, we serve. And I wanted to kind of understand what leadership is, and I wanted to understand the dynamics that go into that to become a better leader myself, and helping just kind of transition my mind in that I might not necessarily go that route, but it helped me understand leadership roles, leadership capacities, and then ultimately it helped me understand why certain decisions are made for the way they are. With any test or time, right? And so I can be lengthy, and I want to, I'm very detailed oriented, and I want to write every single thing that is in my mind. And she's like, that is great, but you don't have time to do that. And so really the time management piece of it, to understand, be concise, but get your point across. Make sure, again, you're using those key terms that we discussed, making sure that we understand the content that we're trying to convey to them, and make sure that you answer all parts, because a lot of the questions in there, they were multi-tiered, right? So you would get certain points right, but then you would leave off a whole different segment that you would not even get to answer because you were lengthy, right? And so she helped navigate, I think, that component of stay on task, make it short and clear, and that way you don't run out of time.
I found that she passed Praxis. I said, I knew she would, and I knew it would not take her long, because she walked into the space with so much information already available, but getting all of those strategies and getting all that logic in and pulling in every part of every measure of needs assessment that would make the answer whole and complete intentionally, then I knew she was getting it, because that was the part. I knew she worked for each week when we met.
Studying is not easy, especially if you have a full-time job, or I know I have a 3-year-old son, and while my husband is wonderful, I still am mom, right? And he wanted his mom at times when I'm like, I've got to find this time to study and everything. And so in that moment, I was like, all this sacrifice or all this like time and commitment that you put into it, it's worth it, because you're victorious in the end, and it's just a good feeling.